Hello everyone, this is Sarvana Prasad here, and in this video let me explain you about the terrorist attacks that were carried out in Sri Lanka this past Sunday. This past April 21, on the occasion of Easter Sunday, a very deadliest and a major terrorist attacks were carried out in 8 different places in 3 cities of Sri Lanka, which killed more than 300 plus people and also injuring 500 plus people. Sri Lanka, as you know, is an island country with more than 2.5 crore population. And just like our country, it does have a complicated religious and linguistic ethnicities, with more than 70% people following Buddhism religion, followed by Hinduism, Islamic, and the least followed religion is Christianity. And since past few years, many clashes have taken place between the Buddhist and Christian groups, and also between the Buddhist and Islamic groups. So even few government reports say that these terrorist attacks were carried out by few religious extremists. So these terrorist attacks were carried out in 3 5-star hotels and also in 3 churches in the cities of Colombo, that is the capital city of Sri Lanka, and in 2 other cities called Negombo and Batticaloa. So even the government reports say that 8 suicide bombers have carried out these attacks, and thus 8 bomb explosions and at 8 different places. So on April 21 morning at 8:45 a.m. 2 explosions take place, one in a church in Colombo and in a hotel in Colombo, and then just in the next 20 minutes 4 different explosions take place. So just in a gap of half an hour 6 bomb explosions take place, and hours later in the afternoon 2 other explosions took place, one in place near the National Zoo of Colombo, and one more explosion take place when the police went in raids in search of suspects, and when the terrorists saw them, in order to prevent from getting arrested, those terrorists set off those explosives, and in that process 3 policemen were killed. So thus 8 different explosions in a gap of some 6 or 7 hours. So later on in the night, even at about 10:30 a.m., 2 bomb explosions took place that is in a mosque and in a shop which were owned by Muslims. So overall 10 different explosions took place in the entire day. And this has been the worst violence that has ever hit the country in its history, and this has been the biggest terrorist attack, that is the major attack that has been carried out after the civilian war that ended in 2009, which was fought between the LTT group and the Sri Lankan military group. So as I told you earlier, 300 plus people have been killed, and among these 300 people, 3 Indians have been killed in these attacks, and it includes more than 30 plus foreigners. And no terrorist organization have claimed responsibility for the attacks, but the government reports say that and the national Islamic group called National Tawhid Jamaat, which is an Islamic group, could have possibly carried out these attacks, but this is just a rumor and assumption, but nothing has been confirmed that is who has carried out these attacks. And the nationwide curfew was imposed after the attacks on April 21. Even yesterday a curfew was imposed, that is no one should come out of their homes. So for 2 continuous days, for the second consecutive day, nationwide curfew was imposed, and many social networking sites were blocked on April 21, and even the Sri Lankan Prime Minister has acknowledged that they had prior information of these attacks, but because of lack of security forces, they could not stop or they could not avoid these attacks taking place. And even the government has ordered closure of schools and colleges in the entire country for the next 2 or 3 days, and even many public transport have been halted. And I think this is a very heinous and cowardly attack carried out by those terrorists. And I think in a non-democratic country like Sri Lanka, these kind of religious attacks can easily take place. But in our country like India, where we have a democratic government and where every religion is given equal importance, I think these attacks can never take place that easily. But I think those extremists have to be found and to be killed very soon. And my deep condolences to all those victims and their families. So hope we'll see in some other video as soon as possible. Take care.